All right, so I am still with Harrison, and we kind of moved the location here. He is actually playing Minecraft after we just talked about it. That was part one. This is going to be part two of the podcast with Harrison. What I want to tell you is two things. First of all, I was in Midland, Texas. Did you know that?
I did not.
So Harrison's a huge, huge football fan, right?
Yeah.
Ducks, Jacksonville. Both of his parents are alum from...
University of Oregon.
Yeah. So he's going to be playing this while I watch him, and I still want to ask him a few things. Let's backtrack when you were younger. You were in love with football.
Oh, always.
You played Pop Warner football.
Yeah, I played Pop Warner.
You played for two teams even one season, correct?
Yeah, when I was in middle school, I played 8th grade. I played for the middle school team and Pop Warner at the same time.
You played soccer?
No, football.
You play soccer as well with your buddy?
No, both football at the same time.
No, I'm saying you did play soccer in your past.
Yeah, I played YMCA.
Yeah, and then you played, what other sport? You played flag football.
Yeah, I played flag football, like in between,
You didn't play hoops or anything else?
No, it's always been soccer beginning, and then flag football.
Did you play football in junior high?
Yeah,
right.
One season.
Why did you not play in high school?
Concussions. That's all it comes down to.
Right, you just didn't want to...
It's too dangerous nowadays.
When you quit playing a lot of sports, did you then jump into the video games even more, obviously? Do you think that, like...
Yeah, I definitely had more free time, so I would probably say yeah, probably.
And then, like, so freshman, sophomore year, let's say, because he went to two different high schools. He went to Jacksonville for 2 years, Orlando for 2 years. But as time went on, do you think you started to lose an interest in not only playing sports, but you used to love watching every football game, college and pro, all these type of things, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I prefer NFL more than college, but yeah, I'm not as crazy as I used to be, probably.
Do you think, for the love of video games again, that kind of started to replace that?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
I think it was just over time I was starting to see the flaws with the sports, especially the college football playoffs and how like bad that system is right now.
So Harrison plans on going to the University of Central Florida, which is huge now in the football as well. It's a big school. When eventually you go to UCF and do your thing, are you guys, because you're going to be rooming with 3 or 4 of your buddies eventually, are you going to all be playing video games constantly?
Probably.
Are you going to be going to any of the football games or any of that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll probably be the one forcing them to go. Because we got to get out and do something,
Right.
Take advantage of being college, I want to be part of that college life.
So right now you're playing Fortnite?
No, Minecraft.
Oh, Minecraft, I'm sorry. And we were talking about Fortnite earlier, right?
Yeah, we were.
Right? We weren't talking about this as much. So you, for your high school graduation, you went and got a new monitor. Is that new monitor to play video games so when you travel?
No, it's just for home.
I mean your new laptop, I'm sorry.
Oh, the new laptop? No, that one's for college for sure. I can't play any games on that.
And you just brought a new monitor too?
Yeah, I got a new monitor for my birthday.
When you go places, I noticed you carry the monitor with you.
Only once to my grandparents. Only once.
Just recently.
Yeah, just once. Just one time. And then we went back and I didn't take it. So.
Well, you got the new laptop there. You didn't need it.
I mean, it's for college, for studying. Colleges need laptops. It's a necessity nowadays.
Right. And did you see that picture of me with that gamer at Starbucks?
No, I did not.
Well, there was a guy sitting there. I sat next to him. He had a full-size monitor, keyboard, the computer itself, like yours, the big one, not small. Sitting there gaming, hardcore. I sat next to him. I took a photo. I posted it on, I think it was Facebook. It was hilarious. He kept asking me about working out, and I kept asking him about the video game thing. But he set up shop in the middle of a Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy?
I remember that now. He had a monitor. He had his headset. He had a TV bigger than a monitor.
It was huge.
He had the whole thing.
And it was like in a place where it was really like in the way to a certain degree. It was right next to where everybody's grabbing their coffees. So gaming's out of control is what I'm saying.
I never heard something so absurd, but yes. But yes.
Wait, when you go to tournaments, so you do tournaments once in a while when you were going to Florida Mall, right? What was that, at Microsoft?
Yeah, it was a small Halo tournament, yeah.
How did you do?
I got second place. I lost to a bunch of sweaty adults.
Really?
Yeah. These guys were like in their 35-year-old or something.
Do you make money doing that? What do you do? Like, what happens by winning that or taking second? Do you win?
Oh, they would be giving out like these Microsoft Store gift cards, pretty much. Like first place got $50, second place got 25, and then third place got like 10.
What are these tournaments I'm seeing more and more on television with all? I think they're mainly Asian
Esports?
kids. Is it esports?
Yeah, big esports tournaments.
Is that from like Orlando, Florida esports?
It's
like
all over
Maitland?
the world.
But is that mainly out of Maitland, Florida? Not a lot of people know. EA Sports is out of Maitland, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
EA Sports, but that has nothing to do with
No,
that.
No, esports is a whole different thing. EA Sports has nothing to do with anything with esports.
So all these kids are playing. It's huge, obviously. I mean, it's millions of people.
Yeah.
They play in tournaments online, and then if you keep winning, then you go to the big tournament. Is that how that
Pretty
works?
much, yeah.
Is that what you do?
No, I don't do it that kind of stuff. I'm not that hardcore with this. I'm pretty casual right now.
What games are they playing regarding those big tournaments I'm seeing on TV? Are those kids, they're like on panels or they're in like these stadiums?
I'll just name a few. There's a game called Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota, League of Legends. Most of them are shooters, and then some of them are like tactical third-person strategy-based games.
And I noticed some are individuals, and then some are coming as a team, right?
Yes.
Mainly teams or mainly individual?
The biggest ones are team-oriented, yeah.
Wow, like 20 years ago, when I started to see the gaming thing get really nuts, I wanted to have an event at UCF, and I was talking to the people from Full Sail. Because my father did, like I said, with the vending. But I says, why don't they start having massive, like just with Full Sail and UCF and Valencia, because there were so many students, why don't we just start having our own tournaments here and see where it could grow, along with different tourists? They loved it, but I ended up moving to Southern California. But I was actually talking with Full Sail after I did my video game endeavor with them. All right, what else? That's it? It's your video game lifestyle here?
Pretty much.
Do you think video games, though, get in the way of you dating? Be honest, relationship-wise.
To some extent, probably. I mean, I'm not going out of my way, because I'm not like. Probably back in the day, you'd be bored and you would want to look for a relationship to like occupy your time. But with video games, you don't need that. You don't need that relationship to occupy you or make you happy.
And porn. Let's be honest, throwing porn in the mix.
Oh boy.
But porn, it doesn't seem. I'm not a teenager. Video games. What's more popular? Be honest, porn or video games?
Video games.
Right.
God.
Well, I don't mean they're going to be watching porn as much as they're watching video games. But do you guys still talk about porn, or do you mainly just talk about video games?
I don't think I've ever talked about porn to my friends. I've probably cracked a few jokes about it, but we never talk about it.
You don't talk about the different websites or nothing crazy? Because when we were younger, we would talk about
we'd probably crack a few jokes about the latest porn stars and how stupid they are going into mass media.
Stuff like that. You don't share, you're saying, your different porn stuff you watch or anything like that through texting?
No, hell no.
No. Because when we were younger, we had magazines. We didn't even have, and then eventually DVDs.
Playboy.
Yeah, we had Playboy, Hustler, Penthouse, and we would get them, and then you'd share them with your buddy, or you would get and then eventually DVD, VHS. You'd share tapes. That was kind of or you'd go to video stores with your buddies and go into this back room. And but I was just wondering, because I don't see you or a lot of your friends or a lot of teenagers, but I'm not a teenager, obviously, but it doesn't seem like sex is, I'm not saying it's just as popular. Obviously, porn online is the biggest thing in the world, one of them. But it seems like video games supersedes everything.
Pretty much.
Right? Even over, well, let's put it this way. A lot of your friends too, are they more interested in, are some of them interested in, because there's all different types of teenagers, so I'm not trying to loop everybody, but when I was growing up as well, we talked about cars.
Yeah.
Right? Or is it more, you guys aren't that interested in cars, you're more interested in video games? With that again, you think?
I don't hear many people talk about cars. I didn't hear much people talk about till senior year when, people are having jobs and getting their licenses, but not as much as you would think, no.
When you meet other teenagers and you don't know them, say they're strangers, and you're in Orlando, obviously you're going to talk about Disney and World and all that stupid shit, but when you meet people you don't know, do you immediately go into video games, or how do you what do you guys talk about? Mainly.
I mean, personally, me, if I'm meeting like a stranger, you mean?
Yeah,
I mean, I would just talk about whatever's relevant, and then I'd probably, if I could tell that they were into that stuff, I would bring it up. But if I wouldn't just bring it up like right away, out of nowhere. I'd probably have to like have an indication that they probably do like video games, which is usually the case. But
you love anime, right? All that anime.
No, not really.
Who your
I
sister?
just like this is my sister.
Who's that little guy you like?
Oh, that's just one thing I watch. I'm not like as big as her.
But
she watches everything. I don't.
Pokemon, for instance, you don't do that.
It's a little. I mean, like a little bit, yeah.
Your mother's very highly ranked on Pokemon.
Pokemon Go, yeah.
She's huge.
It's a very casual game.
You were playing it.
I played it when it first came out, yeah.
You don't like it now?
Not for me. I have a lot of friends that do still play it, though. So it's still pretty popular with all ages.
Nice. All right. Well, I don't even know what the hell you're doing with this game. These are unbelievable, these video games. The graphics. It's like, that's crazy if you look at this. So the reason I want to do this podcast, like I said earlier, is because I think a lot of parents, I don't think they even talk to their kids a lot about video games. Unless, like, kind of mentioned, I don't know if I caught it earlier before, but like we talked about, like, parents end up disciplining their kids, saying, hey, you can only play this game for X amount, and then they end up playing it with them and they become just as addicted as the other ones.
Yeah.
Right? But I'll tell you the truth, I don't know anybody who really talks to their kids about video games when they become older, because you guys don't want to be bothered with us.
Mm-hmm.
And you lock yourselves in your bedrooms, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
And I mean, for hours on end, and we kind of just, I don't know what the hell. What do you think parents think about you playing video games constantly, or adults?
They don't understand, pretty much. I mean, they look at it and they're like, how could they, spend hours and hours and waste their time? But, I mean, what I see video games as a way to socialize, like keep in touch with your friends. But I don't think that most generations would understand that, above mine.
And you don't, like, your friends, you're not talking about, like, hey, let's all go out and meet at a club, or a teen club. You guys meet online, like we talked about.
Yeah, but when we're online, we talk about, like, real-world things, usually. We don't talk about, like, actually the video game. We usually talk about, like, most things that are going on.
Now, you've seen those specials. I think we even watched one with you, like the guys on 2020 and stuff, where teenagers you saw that were so addicted that they can't even function in society.
Oh, it's terrible.
Right? Yeah. They quit school. They can't hold a job. They can't leave their house. They go berserk.
I just applied for a job. I just did. I literally just did.
Where did you apply?
Hawkers.
Oh, where your sister works?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you think of dudes that are, like, older, that have these addictions, or that still play, that are even married and all that? Do you think that's going to be you in the future? Or how do you see your future, even in a relationship or getting married?
I think I'll be pretty casual and I'll probably keep up. But, I would like to, probably play with my kid, a little bit. But I wouldn't be as crazy probably as I am now, I don't want to be that kind of father.
Right. And your father wasn't, he just played video games. He wasn't addicted to video games or anything like that. He enjoyed it.
He barely played because, he had ADHD, so it was hard for him to focus.
Oh, really? And you have uncles that are huge into gaming, right?
Oh, yeah, my uncle still plays Halo all the time.
How old is he?
50-something.
And that's where you kind of really started playing it originally in Oregon, right? With him?
Yeah, with him.
At 5 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable, the video game world. I guess the new thing is, like we discussed earlier, is the virtual thing.
Virtual reality.
Yeah, I would think that's going to be next, and I don't even know if I think just everything virtual, from meeting people, I think, and doing everything almost virtual.
There's already a thing for that, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying, and
yeah.
I think that's going to be the next wave that you may or may not be a part of. I mean, you'll probably obviously do it, but who knows? It's the next phase, probably. Anything else, Harrison? I questioned you to death today. This was an interrogation, they call that.
It's too much.
Harrison was afraid to do this, and I totally caught him off guard, but that's what I like to do.
Yeah, he just walked in my room, and here I am.
I got to do what I got to do to get the information. The parents are afraid. I'm asking the questions parents are afraid of, especially the porn stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to catch you one day. I know it.
Nope.
What is this song? All right, that's it, everybody. Yeah. If you get a chance, you could check out my YouTube channel. Usually I'm not talking about gaming. I'm usually talking on my YouTube channel about fitness, my favorite restaurants, My favorite places to visit all over North America. Besides the podcast, I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I have a Mastering Self-Confidence program out there called Mastering Self-Confidence, the blueprint to trying to help men find the woman or women of their dreams, even if they've been through a bad breakup or divorce. I get into hygiene, fitness, grooming, and many other things. And this is the last thing I do want to get into with you. I can't believe I forgot. It was one of my main things I wanted to go through with you. Do you think being so caught up with gaming for younger people, it really is giving them a hard time trying to meet or talk to women? Because their brain, not just playing the game, but just socially, because you guys are constantly, for the most part, looking into a monitor, into a screen, into your phones. Do you think that is hurt? Like, it's going to hurt you guys? Like, is it hurt you socially? Maybe not you, because you're very social, but a lot of your friends?
Probably, yeah. I could see that happening.
Especially if they're already kind of introverted?
I think a lot of them already are, you know, because that's where they go. A lot of introverts will go online, video games as an escape, and then they can, you know, be something else, you know, bigger than themselves, and that'll help them, you know, be something more than what they are, and then they'll, that's just, you know, that helps them, it's like their safe space, pretty much.
Yeah, because even when I deal with younger guys with the confidence stuff, they're very confident, obviously, to do certain things, which would be like playing a game like this or taking it on the challenge. But then when it comes to a personal one-on-one challenge or meeting somebody or just breaking out of that, that's a hard challenge for them.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Do you see yourself like that at times or no? You're good?
No, I'm good.
No, you're really good.
I'm thirsty.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. All right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.